Hi everyone. It's been a while, it feels like. It is Friday, 11:23 a.m. and what is it, October 23rd? Really weird. Before I stepped out of the house, it was 10:23. It was just very synchronous. Look what came through. The devil. It just popped right out. So my intention here, just because I realized I have some memory juice in my phone left, it was a surprise to me because I've been holding off on public divination because of that pile-up factor, that pile-on factor, feeling almost avalanched by work, but feeling like it's cumbersome rather than a passion where it originated from. Anyway, here is that having that cake and eating it too, that allure, that temptation, yes? It's so obvious. Whatever that may be, the vices of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you see that 7 of Cups energy, which is rumination, which is many options, which is a cyclical, almost 8 of Swords stuck in this temptation energy of options and indulging in them. And as you know, as I just got the chills and I'm wearing a sweater and it is, I don't know what temperature it is right now, just so the sun is just peeking through these clouds and it's really nice. I decided to step out and not do the beach thing. But anyway, we've got the 7 of Cups energy here, and that's what I was going to say. When it comes down to it, by the way, thanks for stopping by and spending some time with me, sharing your energy, your optimism. And so, as you know, as an addict, okay, a lot of us are pretty negligent to that idea, sort of like hands off, like, I don't know what you're talking about, Tina. No. Okay. If you really explore that energy, your vices, how you respond or react to the world in the tone of escapism, you know, just random shits and giggles, whether that be shared on a public forum or isolated like just before bedtime or when you're in the shower, whatever. That isolated energy, what you choose to do with your time, where you don't report to anyone, right? When you clock out of the externals and you just have time to yourself. So there's different expressions of escapism, right? And this is what I'm seeing here. So I'm guessing, not guessing, I feel that those that are watching do need to look at this energy a little bit closer. Because with this whole COVID thing, it spun our world around, almost like we're not in Kansas anymore, like we're stuck in this whirlwind, this, what is it, the tornado that picked up the house and kind of like body slammed it onto the Wicked Witch of the East, which is more evil than the Wicked Witch of the West, which is the direct opponent or the antagonist to Dorothy. So I think that's really what we're looking at here, that energy within the matrix. And we're not just talking about opposing factors, but the reflective energy of within. Yes. So when we explore this further, what we are called to do is tap into the source, which is self, the originating point of focus. And when you think of, I don't know how many of you do magic or have a common base understanding of it, but when someone does you harm, there's different ways in how you can manage that energy. And a lot of teachings convey the act of returning it back to its source, its sender. But when you actually think about it, the threads, the cords that unite us all, it's really what you're doing is dispersing that negative energy out into the matrix and onto back to self. So I I don't see that as a very good practice. When I first started, I did do that. But when you are working on spiritual terms to elevate oneself, as well as, contributing factors of the matrix, so outside of self, you have to really think more responsibly in how to deal with those energies, because this is just like, it's a dismissive energy almost. And as you know, dismissive energy, when you're dealing with something very disconcerting, is an element of ignorance. 5:55 on the clock. There's better ways of handling it. So I quickly changed that to transmuting, because in a witch's term, or in magic, the practice is more ethical, to harm none. And the practices are meant to be, these resources that we have to work with, especially intangible, are meant for the highest good. And so if you use them for their purpose, which is that higher plane of existence, that higher potentiality to manifest, then you are really utilizing the most potent power of it. Okay, so back to that. We need to focus on self. And do you see how, the legs are almost like showcased in competition? So this is also an element of competing. That masculine energy of feeling like you have to compete with everyone else. And we've passed it off as a matter of survival techniques, but once created a habit, a patterning effect, reiterating our own value system and responses and our gestures with the world, it becomes more of like an acceptable state. Therefore, you are embodying this energy of, it's no longer a matter of survival. It's now a facade. Do you see how the body language itself, I really like this, because a lot of the energy captured, the messaging captured, is rooted in body language. So without this having a face, which also speaks to a greater existence, expansive, we're looking at the underlying meaning, the subconscious factors of our devil energy. And that's something that we really need to explore. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, angels. But do you see that how nonchalant this energy is? Almost not just displaying and showcasing it, not just endorsing it, but flaunting this energy. Almost like, it's not as simple as like the sex sells factor. This is, gosh, you see the texture of the cake, the icing? I don't even like icing, okay? But that looks so good. We have become masters at our own craft of deceit. It hasn't just become a matter of survival, but creating this enticing effect to lure everyone's buy-in, basically, as many people as possible. So this essence of competition is really isolated within self, because you're not satisfied with self. You're seeking validation from others, buy-in from others, and it becomes a very addictive cycle in itself, very hidden. You have to explore your hidden agendas, because this has become a habitual pattern, a way of life, a lifestyle. We have refined our ways to become more alluring, more enticing, more provocative, more etc., in order to kind of kill off the pain of what's actually going inside, what we're trying to mute. Oh shit. I have this energy right now. It's 11:33 on the clock, 2 master numbers, and then we're gonna go ahead and drop that in. You see these vices, they're varying degrees of vices. So there's coffee, that seems like non-harming, but then it's the attitude that you bring into its usage, and coffee is symbolizing stimulants and the preservatives, ready cheese. Preservatives, yes. It's self-preservation now. It's not just a matter of survival, but self-preservation through muting of substance, muting, or relationships even, muting the inner turmoil. And let's see here. Yeah, these things, these are a matter of convenience. Frozen dinner, right? It's just quick and easy and efficient. A spork is fork and a spoon combined together. Yeah, I feel like it's a matter of convenience and efficiency, but it's not good for you. Like, these are man-made substances meant to, well, they're not meant to bring you any type of well-being, or, I don't know what Valium is. Is that a depressant? I feel like it is. I feel it. Well, you know, I remember this old punk album. It's by NoFX, and it's Pump Up the Valium. It's a good one, but you have to be, it's kind of abrasive to most, I would say. 12:21 on the clock. So they say cigarettes are more addictive than heroin, or just as addictive as heroin, and I don't know if I believe that. Well, anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. But you see this? Even the red slippers. That's very much of like a Dorothy-esque reference. You know, there's no place like home. There's no place like home. Clickety-clack. Yeah, and she's lost that glitter to them. You know, the shine to them. So she's still wearing the red slippers. And I feel like that is our energy. That's our energy. Okay. Okay, Spirit, is there anything else that we need to pay attention to? This is going to be our header card. I know I did out some other cards from our previous readings, but I didn't want any duplication, and I know that you'll have some remaining answers here. The Wheel of Fortune. So, we're gambling. Oh, snap, look. We're gambling our time here. That's what it says. We have three of Pentacles is building something together. It is the ability to unify our like minds, to be able to understand that we hold the power of co-creating energy, and this is through the essence of collaboration. So when like minds meet, but we're kind of gambling that away, disposing of this potentiality, this higher elevating plane of existence or higher trajectory into this whatever is this addictive energy. That there's a mundane quality in our life right now, and with that it's like we're getting bored, but we're seeing life as almost like a challenge, but not a challenge, if that makes sense to you. It's not as invigorating, so we're seeking excitement in a different realm. Now, luckily we got this in upright, and this is the number 15. So when we look at that, that's the number 6 in numerology. I'll drop down the meaning of that in the visuals. But now we have 10, which is all about completion. It's endings and beginnings. So where do we choose to drop these into? Are we going to invest that into something worthwhile and pocket whatever remaining we have? Because 3 chips isn't, well, maybe you guys know as poker players what these resemble, but they're primary colors, which is the originating force between all other hues, all other colors in the color wheel. But there's almost like this roulette type of energy, and the Wheel of Fortune isn't necessarily depicted as a risk factor, but I feel like that's the energy behind here, that she's willing to bet all 3 into this. See how plaster like her face is, like almost like she just got a lobotomy. I'm saying this jaded effect of repeating energy, the cyclical nature of it, and here, so the Wheel of Fortune is an upright, so it is in our favor, and this is a critical point, a turning point to what we want to do. So if it were upside down, we'd say that we're trapped in, I just got low battery notification. Maybe that means something. And do you see how this reminds me of like the steering force on a ship? Like you are the captain of the ship, and that is the I don't know, steering wheel, but it points in all four directions. So it has that energy of this compass-like strategy of whether to go up, down, you know, which direction you'd like to take. The Wheel of Fortune is meant to convey that you have the right of way. 1717 on the clock. Whether you want to remain pinned in the energy of stagnancy, of defeat, of constant, it's like you're trapped under this hamster wheel, so you're being run over constantly, like you were thrown underneath a bus. So we have it in upright, so it's dependent on where we want to take it. Let's consider the Chariot. I feel like there's a Chariot energy behind it. This is like this Chariot energy, the driving force. So what you want to invest in, do you want to keep it upright? So there's a sense of not knowing, and that can be a thrill factor, but you can take that onto a deeper level of risk taking. And maybe, you know, there are good risks out there to take you out of that stagnant energy. So maybe this like plastered face isn't being jaded, but almost like, I need a change in life and I'm ready to make it. I need to make movement, create traction, and I'm tired of this hamster wheel. I am anticipating this new energy. I feel like this is one that needs to come out. Oh, I shouldn't. Okay. This is the Eight of Swords energy. Yes, look at that. And we got it in a reversal. So do you see how this is a good depiction of the formality of the Eight of Swords? Feeling stuck. It's just the feeling of being stuck. It's the concept, the idea, being stuck mentally in that. But you can get yourself out of it. So this is almost like a damsel in distress energy, right? She's about to be dropped into another drink. Maybe some of you have drinking problems. I just saw this because of the element of the olive. When you drop that into the martini glass, just like here, you see that she's holding that, or he, whatever. But, and then I look closer and it's wrapped around a piece of bacon. So it's very unhealthy, whatever we feel stuck in. Yeah, I really feel like that. So the Eight of Swords energy, if it's in reversal, we're getting out of that energy. It's getting that traction. And olives are salty, right? So we've been salty about what's been going on in our lives, about this energy. And I think we're newly understanding our accountability in the matter. And so we're just deviating from that stuck energy, knowing that we hold the power to turn that wheel. And so we are turning it actively. Whether it feels like we're gaining traction or not, that is the energy that we hold. And she, instead of wearing her heart on her sleeve, that's all on her apron. So it's pocketed energy. Yes. It's finding that somewhere within the lint balls of her pockets. And the apron is depicted as a matter of service in the 1950s, like hospitality, of creation. Of when you think of apron, you're going to make something, you're going to bake something, you're going to cater to the masses or your visitors, your locality. It's a home-based type of energy of co-creation. So we're looking at that pocketed within that element. Like you are a magician, kind of like in disguise. And I feel like that, yeah. And you see that red pinstripe energy. That's so vintage, old school, cigarette tender type of energy. So it's, yeah, service to the whole. Knowing you embody that energy to whatever you bring out into the world, it's serving the world or not serving. But we got it in reversal, so we're on our way. And you see the two blocked down on there? That gives me the Five of Swords energy right here, which is we just came from something that felt like a losing battle, though we won. We came out winning, but it just feels like there's a sense of loss. So we have the Three of Swords energy, which is all about heartbreak and distress, and the Two of Swords energy blocked off here from this Ace of Swords energy where we hold the truth. So seeing that, the way it's all laid out is that the Five of Swords energy is a depiction of the blockage and the loss, like the heartbreak of it, and leading into the Six of Swords energy, which is all about healing. And this Ace of Wands that we're bound to is part of the truth that we are, that's kind of within our own element. And then we have this other Two of Swords energy here, but it's separated a little bit. Again, in a reiteration of blockage, of, yeah, that's what I feel like. How interesting is that? See, she has that Godzilla expression on her face. Like the issue that we're dealing with is greater than what, it's like King Kong energy, yeah? King Kong, that's what I meant. Where it seems like greater than what we can handle, more bigger than who we are, bigger than what our capabilities are, which is an absolute deceit of truth. And I think we're going to close this out with the bottom of the deck energy, which is Eight of Cups. So we have two pairs of eights here, which is really great. It's about infinity when you look at the symbol posed, you know, on its horizontal and its resting point rather than erect. It is the essence of this infinite, this ongoing nature, cyclical almost. And when you look at that in that way, cyclical, we're looking at the balance of two sides within our own wielding. That's a Two of Pentacles energy on the Rider-Waite-Smith version. So we're looking at the Eight of Cups, which is an upright. Eight of Cups is about leading on to greater destination, like a higher, like a vantage point in our view, in elevating also our physicality as well as our perspective. Yes. Oh, I just got the chills there. So we have duplication and a patterning of cups here. There's no particular patterning, and I keep getting this download today about how our patterns are no longer serving us, that our old patterns are not serving to produce the same effect as they did before. What we're called to do is observe new patterns or observe old ones in order to elevate and almost enhance the product to yield a better state of being. So our old formulas are not working. And you see it's taking work. Look, she's frustrated, yeah? She's frustrated, and she's at this point of elevation where she's well groomed. Okay, we got ourselves out of this like ish energy of not taking care of ourselves properly and looking like we're hungover basically, or approaching things like we're hungover from this drunken state of the devil energy. And we're looking at these cups are not filled. Okay, it's almost like dirty dishes stacked up, but there's no patterning in the specific color code, but there's two of each. So when you look at that, there's the Two of Cups energy, an essence of commitment, of love, of unity, whether that be an expression of a project that you're, like a passion project, or a relationship. In the background, there's written language text in the back, I just noticed. I can't make out everything. It says, bruise pure, your money back, yes, cup after cup, you enjoy better, has something, gems, so extra coffee rich, so something, enjoy this first instant coffee to taste, so satisfying, etc. Anyway, so there's a lack of alignment or patterning within the cups. Like there's this essence of abundance through commitment in something that's due, but the patterning is off. You're out of alignment. Something is out of alignment, and there's work to be done. And you are the only one to do that, and that's why she's so frustrated. So I feel like that's where we are. I'm going to look at the one after this, which is Nine of Pentacles. Yes, okay, thank goodness. So she has to do the dishes, okay? Maybe by hand. The work, dirty work, getting your hands dirty. But there's also the uplift of the Nine of Pentacles energy, which is abundance, feeling satisfied, getting what you wanted. Do you see how smug she is? Like, I did it, I did it, look at my legs, you know. They have the same showcase energy, but without that sultry knee bend going on. Yes? So it's not a matter of show and showcasing, but this is like, I'm proud of myself, you know. There's a humble nature in it, a sense of it's pride in the positive aspect, like, look what I did, they're all shiny and clean. And there's, yeah, embodying that energy, cleaning up your act. Ooh, that's what it is, cleaning up your act and finding the fulfillment in that. Yeah, how cool is that? Do you see how her arms are in like this suited energy? Yeah, there's a formality to it. And Pentacles energy is on the top rack. Yeah? So in essence, you have elevated your pentacles, you have elevated your abundance, your trajectory has raised because you did this work, or are going to do it. And you see, she's so happy. She doesn't even, she just like is basking in that energy. Yes. Yeah, so this is a balance of masculine and feminine. Yeah. The ownership of masculine. You see that in the sleeves? Very, very cool. Two of Cups. Didn't I not tell you? Did I not tell you that that was coming after? The devil energy thing just spun down onto like this ground. Did you see that? It's like toast, champagne. We found each other. Yay! And they're both like mirroring each other. You see like their little bow tie energy. She's happy. He's happy. I think he's happy, definitely, because you see the lean back is more like, let me take a look at you. It's been a while. I've been waiting. Yeah. So they're grounded in that energy. You can't even distinguish their feet from here. So there's an element of basking in this energy, not needing to, no need for escapism. Well planted in this energy. Yeah, they are connected. Interesting. Okay, so that is the energy. And thank you all for joining me. If you like this message, please hit the like button. Thank you very much for joining me and taking part in this. Hopefully you got something out of it. I know I did. Yeah, consider subscribing. I would really appreciate it. It would show your support in what I do and what, you know, what my intent is. Showing support in what my intent is. You don't necessarily need to resonate with this energy, but as long as you can see it holds truth, and more importantly, what to do with that truth, that is, I think, the most important takeaway. What are we going to do with this information? Are we going to dispose of it? Are we going to use it, what it's meant to show us, what it's meant to deliver to us? I saw 31:31 on the clock. All right, so with that, let's go ahead and thank the divine beings, the greater beings above us. I don't know exactly what you believe in, but I know that the angels have helped me greatly, as well as spirit, in this process of truth finding, elevating, understanding, filling in the gaps. And they don't absolve me of the hard emotions. In fact, they help me utilize that in a way that's more constructive, so that it doesn't. It's 11:55 on the clock. Sorry, I just got mixed here. Sorry, distracted. Gosh, I got really distracted. Okay, well, I think that was it for now. Hopefully I see you again. Thanks for joining me. You guys are awesome. The cards say it so. And have a good day. Okay, see you again. Bye.